Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to go through how to make $100,000 a month as an online coach in 2024. My name's Charlie Johnson, currently live in Dubai, and I have done the exact thing I've just stated on this video. And I've not done that just once, I've done that for multiple years in a row. And the first time I did that was actually 4 years ago. And what's even more wild about this is I actually left my job as a real estate agent 5 years ago, 25th of February 2019. And in this video, I'm going to give you the 6 steps of what you need to do to make $100,000 a month by the end of the year. When you're looking to scale a business to higher numbers, where too many people get stuck is this. They get stuck promoting the business constantly. You want to reframe your brain. You want to go from a very simple framework that I think I still have written on my whiteboard. I actually have it on my computer screen right now, which is go from promoter to operator. You want to be a business operator, not just marketing and selling all the time. Now, what the fuck does that mean? To be an operator, you are the puppet master. So you need to have the people on the string in terms of your employees, your teams. You pull the levers and you run the show. And this gives you one very simple thing, which is leverage. So you want to get yourself back from doing menial bullshit every day. So it gets you your time back to do 2 very important things. 1, high leverage tasks. 2, making important decisions in terms of direction of the business with strategy. Now, when you're in this position, the most critical thing you can do is pull yourself out of fulfillment. The biggest mistake I see why so many coaches get stuck in the 20 to 30K a month range is they have too many clients they're coaching themselves and they get stuck servicing fulfillment. The amount of times I turn people down to work with me personally and from a business aspect because it's not worth my time in terms of what my time is worth is wild. I'll only take on clients to work with me personally if I feel they're a good fit and someone I genuinely like and want to see help. Why recently I quoted someone $100,000 to work with them because I didn't really want to take the client on. And this is an important framework for you to understand. It's understanding the value of your time, and you saying yes to a couple of £1,000s now is you actually stepping over tens of thousands to collect the 1,000. And this is where you need to really reframe your brain to look at long-term thinking. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about here is in terms of learning to delegate and prioritize. And with that is a very important thing for you to do. And I call this a love and loathe task. Get a piece of paper right now, put a line down the middle of it, put love on the top left, loathe on the top right. Write down every fucking thing you do every single day, one side or the other. The simple goal for you from this is to basically get rid of everything on the loathe side. Move that to employees, hire someone, get it off your task list. These are not things you should be doing because you don't like doing them or you're not skilled at doing them. The only caveat I would say with this, depending where you are in the business, the last thing you generally want to fully delegate out is sales. So I would recommend that you stay in sales until you're at least at 50 to 70K a month, and then you start to bring people in to take a lot of those calls off of you. This is a big mistake I see a lot of people make because no one will sell you and your service better than you. And in terms of prioritization, people have it backwards in terms of their brain. What you want to think about is this. What is the scoreboard of a business? What's almost a scoreboard of society? If you know what it is, comment below. The drum roll. The reality is the scoreboard in business is money, profit and income and revenue. That is the scoreboard in business. So what do you think you should prioritize? Money making tasks. 2 things you need to do if you have a fitness business or an online business. Book calls, close calls. Where should you obsess and spend all of your time looking at? Booking calls and closing calls. Don't be fucking around looking at admin. Don't be looking at fucking some of the crypto bullshit I talk about. Don't be looking about stupid stuff. Go narrowed in, get focused, and get aggressive with detail on those things that will make the most difference to your business. And there's gonna be some tasks that only you can do that's gonna make a big difference. So for me, for example, some of those examples would be like we're filming a day in life video today, would be filming content like this. I can't replace myself yet. With AI, I might be able to. Training team members, posting my Instagram stories and filming stuff because it's not worth me delegating that out to someone else. Like, what are the things you can only do? And this is an important thing. Have it down to non-negotiables of what you have to get done every single day. Thirdly, and this is what's called our optimal selling system. And this is one of the things we implant in clients' businesses. And this is essentially converting cold ad traffic. You will really struggle to consistently get over 100K a month with just organic sales. You will need to run some cold ads to bring some new people into your ecosystem you can sell. Now, doing this is a bit of a minefield. And one of the biggest mistakes I see so many people making, they try and outsource to ads agencies. This is the worst thing you can do. I repeat again, This is the worst thing you can do. Why? You cannot outsource and delegate something you don't fully understand. For example, I didn't delegate out Facebook ads until I'd fully understood Facebook ads. I've tried to outsource to 4/5 ads agencies. Every time it has failed. I learned Facebook ads by going on a mastermind for Facebook ads about 4 years ago, having to fly to the arse end of the UK, Glasgow, 4 times a year to learn them in person and be forced to learn sat in a room. I then learned that skill. I now have created leverage by employing people in my business who I have trained, taught the skill, and now they can run the Facebook ads with my direction. And this is essentially what you need to do. If you want to get cold ads to scale, it comes down to a lot of testing, making sure you're accurate, and you also understand and think about this. Who understands your audience better? You or an ads agency? Who understands the pain points of your audience? You or the ads agency? Who do you think should be running the ads? You. You speak to the prospects on the call, you know how the ads quality are, you know what the clients are like coming through. This is why it's really important, because you need a very quick feedback loop. And when you start to scale and you get to 200, 300, 400K a month like some of our clients, this can be a position then you actually start to implant someone in the business who then starts to run some of the ads for you. But once ads are set up, it takes like 15, 20 minutes a day to overview them. It's not that complicated, and this is one of the key things we actually do with clients in seven-figure scaling systems. If you actually want free access to our Facebook ads blueprint, which will help you set up and scale your ads, there's information below this video so you can get completely free access to that. Number 4 is hiring and training a phone closer. I remember, I believe it was June 2020, just after COVID. COVID happened, I thought the whole world was coming to an end. Well, everyone did. I actually was flying to Canada. On my flight to Canada, they actually closed the international borders. I landed, my phone was blowing up, I thought the world was coming to an end. Managed to bullshit my way through the Canadian border, went skiing for 1 day, then flew all the way home. It was a very expensive ski trip. And when I got home, I was also like, this is gonna be interesting because the world was coming to an end. What I didn't know, this was actually the biggest opportunity and blessing of my career, because my business went fucking nuclear because I was hammering Facebook ads, doing other marketing other people weren't doing. And what did I then have the problem of? I had too many sales calls. I was taking like 40, 50 sales calls a week. Boof, I hated life. There was a point where people were booking for sales calls like, fuck, I don't want to take this. And the reality is this, necessity is the mother of all invention. The reality is, when you need to, you'll find the solution. So what did I do? I built a sales team. So when you get to about 30 to 50K a month, you'll need to have someone come into the business to help you in terms of closing sales calls, because you will get bogged down and stuck too much in the business. How much should I pay a phone closer, Charlie? 10% commission only is what I would generally recommend. However, there's one caveat. This closer will cost you more money than anything else in your business. I repeat, this closer will cost you more money than anything else in your business. I also have put that with a caveat of, this closer could make you more money than anything else and give you your freedom and time back. Now, why do I say those retarded statements? Because your closer will burn through leads and cash on calls you would have closed to learn. So the most important thing you can do when you're training closer is train them fucking really thoroughly and frequently at the beginning. Reviewing calls, going through everything with them step by step, attention to detail. Now, if you don't do this, you're gonna actually burn through leads and your business will go backwards. But an easier way to do this is, I would try not to employ someone who's like a level 5 out of 10 in sales and try and get them to a level 7, because that might take 6 months. I would try and find someone at level 7 who's hungry, has the basic skills, and get them to a 9 in a killer. And training sales teams is one of the key things we do in seven-figure scaling systems to help our clients to get to 6-figure months. Number 5, removing yourself from fulfillment. You want to think about this, and I think about this every day. You want to be working on the business, not working in the business. The more you're working on the business, you're stuck doing the do, you're not helping it grow. If you want to scale and you want to have leverage, you coaching clients, you doing admin, you doing all this bullshit is making the boat go slower. You want to think about making the boat go faster. What does that? Making YouTube videos, getting traffic, closing sales calls, training closers, training team members, creating leverage. Anything that's a one-time task that isn't repeatable, that hasn't got a lot of leverage, you want to get off your plate. Number 6 is getting really good with data and numbers of business. For your business to grow, the most important thing you need to do is this: track your actual fucking data and numbers. So if you look at finances, the scoreboard of business, first things you want to look at, revenue month to date. How much money you've made month to date. So let's say you've made £10,000 and it's the 10th day of the month. Second thing you want to look at is the daily average. So from that would be, if we've made £10,000 and it's 10 days in a month, we'll make an average of £1,000 a day. If there's 30 days in the month, then guess what the month projection is at the end of the month? £30,000. So you're making £1,000 a day times 30, your end of month projection is £30,000. The more you understand your total income month to date, daily average, how much you're making, and the projection at the end of the month, the more you have a heartbeat on the business in terms of finances, and the more you'll actually understand what's going on. What happens with numbers, where you pay attention, improves. So actually tracking and looking at these constantly will give you the motivation and the concise information to make the right decisions to push the business in the right direction. And with that, a small tip I'd give you that makes a big difference: every client who signs up, make sure you look back through messaging, emails for the first contact point. Because this first contact point is like a hidden clue of what should we do more of to bring in more leads and eyeballs. And with that, the final bonus point I'm going to give you is this: work out what the point of constraint is. And I say this after data and numbers because that will give you the answer. So you need to be tracking your closing rate, you need to be tracking your show rate, you need to be tracking your average deal, you need to be tracking how much you're spending on ads. And looking at that data set, you can see a very common problem in most people's businesses when you have experience. And if you have that data and you don't know how to make the right decisions on it, more than happy for me or one of my team to have a free audit with you and go through the business. Information on how we can do that is below this video and how you can book in a free call for that. If you follow these 6 steps in this video, you will get to $100,000 a month. It's impossible. If you found this video helpful, insightful, make sure you smash the like button, comment below any questions and subscribe. And if you haven't already, check the video on screen now of how I first made my first $100,000 month.